Terima kasih sekali. Thank you so much for all your timing and appreciation for the attendance, especially for our guest speaker here. Yeah, this is as the second webinar that I've arranged or we arranged as the sharing to everyone. Maybe just to refresh what that the program itself, allow me to share first the how that we have to do, yeah. Okay, so today is the session is about innovation and co-creation through packaging in consumer perceptions. Why and how, we can talk later. So this is a series that we planned as we call it as the head to toe. Originally, of course, that we think about the inspirational and practical program for our lovely, if the medium enterprises and also newbies in the business. During pandemic, everyone doing here, doing there. So this is more on the open, and then we appreciate for the sharing session that we arrange also here that can get benefit for everyone. And then, but now it's not only, as I said, not only for SME, but with the overwhelmed positive feedback and everyone, thank you so much. So we give this also like a platform for everyone to show or to share about your positive feedback or positive movement of your company itself. So we try to link up with all the needs. The session of the head to toe itself, to everyone who haven't seen the first webinar, actually you can see the detail in there in the YouTube of NETASIA. But we always keep in mind that we are not promoting the YouTube because this is a very important and very nice discussion delivered by the expert. So this is part of the eye-opening sharing sessions. What should we do differently? How should we learn and be better? So there is 6 components here. So quickly that we already done the market understanding about Singapore, which is now available in the YouTube. And then today, and then we are going to talk about the power of packaging. Why that we choose about the packaging? Later we can talk about that. Maybe sharing about the during the session of the webinar and until now, people still asking me about how is Singapore and everything. We can say that Alhamdulillah, Singapore, yes, everyone is now with the pandemic situation and everything. We just celebrate our National Day, 9th August, with all keep on with the lighting and all the thing, but of course with all the limitation with the mask and everything. So in terms of the business, yes, slow because most of the companies still work from home, and then so all the jogging track and all the things is very quiet. But no, not to worry, because anytime that we go into any building, there is also safe entry. So it's very what is it? Kebiasaan, atau we already have the habit to find out where is the sign of this one. So in any building, even though you already go to the building and then to the respective office itself, they ask you to go to the check-in, check-out. So this is for the help of the government to do the tracing. And then but in the mall itself, this is near my house, it's still crowded, don't worry. That's why people still go out, still, of course, want to mingle with friends and all the meeting and everything, eating, dining, they allow, even though it's a maximum 5 packs. So the mall, and then they keep on wearing the mask. And then to go in, so if you see here, this is a small door, so it's how big is the mall, they're limiting the entrance, maybe only 2 or 3, whenever that you still have to do the tap in, tap out, check in, check out with your ID or your QR code, yeah. So in terms of in the market also, they're still queuing nicely with this durian. I also follow queuing still enjoying your life, but still considered your self distant with the mask, with the social distancing, and also with all the hand wash and everything. So I believe that hopefully that all the friends here in Indonesia and everywhere, they're of course doing the same. So please bear in mind for yourself, safety for yourself, but also for others. Yeah. So now it's becoming the trend of the masker, because we don't know until when that this is end. At the beginning, of course, it looked like also cannot breathe and everything. But will you stay with the trouble or just enjoy and then make you like a kebiasaan? So if I go out a house and then forgot, then something missing Oh yeah, let's go back some. So we already as a habit lah. I hope this all the friends in anywhere also doing this one. Okay. So with this trending, this is one of the thing. If you see that our webinar one, this is the thing that we are going to the big mall, Metro in Paragon, Orchard, to sell this reusable mask, bling bling we call it. So we are specialized in the bling bling. We also already have a batik. So this is a bling bling type with all the initial. So it's like now it's a fashion, we call it, yeah, fashionable. Okay, so now it's a webinar. This is just a quick opening about how the Singapore market is. Please, we are going to start soon. And then so we have more time in terms of the discussion. So please don't talk, and then please keep mute. And then any questions, please put in the chat room with the format clearly named, email your telephone question to whom that you want to ask question, and then what is the question. Please keep it simple and then clear, so I can also help our team also to read and then try to go through your question. Yeah, if there is no time to reply your questions, to answer your questions, we will make a call and then or do email. This is what we already done with the webinar one. Alhamdulillah, there's a lot of the question there, but as long as it's quick, then we always follow up and all the things. We open for any chat. So at the end of the session, this is the important why I'm not putting in the YouTube, because I really appreciate that if you give us also a feedback. So this is, they call it as the absency, ya, kalau di Indonesia, attendance list. Please put also the most important for me, yes, your attendance, but also your suggestion. What is the suggestion topic? Actually this link, please take a note. You just click this one whenever it's finished until question and answer. The first is about, of course, the feedback to us about the overall of the webinar. And then the most important is suggestion topic. What is related to you? Because if, and then the special is also a question about are you willing to put your numbers in our NETASIA community list or not? Because soon or later, we just keep, this is to be exclusive, not exclusive. There is, of course, a benefit for the member or community. Yeah? Soon, whenever the Singapore may be open, there is something we keep on progressive with our movement also, our plant. So there's a lot of course, benefit for the community of NETASIA. Okay, so quick one about the packaging. Whenever that I deliver this one, even though you already see about this is part of the 6 component important as a business, packaging is not only just the packaging of the bottle, shampoo, or the corporate world doing, yeah. Because knowing now I'm in the retail. Before I'm in the corporate world, yes, that's part of my job because I used to be the procurement buyer packaging. So I know how that important. How that you put later on that the speaker will talk about details. But now we are not also see packaging is not only in that one. Packaging is also do I share screen already? Okay, wait, sorry. Okay. But packaging also now in the retail is also important as how you present to your buyer in toko, how to be nicely. If you go to the show, to the shops or shop, anything that you also important is how you first time that you buy or pick up that product. That's the important of the packaging is. And then even now during pandemic, especially whenever you are involved in the travel or tourism, how you sell your product now. There is no flight and of course through the picture. So the product, what for me packaging is not only the finish, the physically packaging, but also as how you present the pictures or the scenery nicely is from how you package, isn't it? Through the packaging, the pictures, or through the influencer and everything. So it's depend on how the first time that you see your product. So that's also the first thing that I giving the appreciation also for Pak Ramdan Denny. That's in the webinar one is he is the chief representative of Bank Indonesia in Singapore. That we are already doing some work and all the things. Hopefully we move on with another thing. Pak Denny knows well about the what that we are doing also NETASIA in Singapore. Time is your Pak Denny. Really. Unmute.
Terima kasih, Bu Penny. Ini karena tadi saya lihat pesertanya hampir semuanya orang Indonesia, saya pakai bahasa Indonesia aja ya.
Boleh.
Bapak Ibu rekan sekalian, ini kami dari Bank Indonesia, kebetulan saya di Bank Indonesia yang di Singapura. Kita punya 5 kantor di luar negeri selain di Singapura. Memang kami dari Bank Indonesia juga punya komitmen untuk support khususnya kepada UMKM di Indonesia, karena memang salah satu backbone perekonomian Indonesia itu adalah UMKM. Jadi sepanjang kita berhasil untuk taruhlah menaikkan kelas UMKM, saya pikir inline dengan itu pasti ke ekonomi Indonesia juga akan terangkat. Nah, memang salah satu impian kami bersama mungkin adalah bagaimana sebagian UMKM kita, karena Bank Indonesia punya binaan UMKM juga di semua provinsi, untuk sebagian dari mereka bisa memulai untuk mengekspor produknya di luar negeri. Dan kami melihat bahwa hal seperti itu sangat berpotensi kalau kita melihat kualitas produk dari UMKM, khususnya dari food and beverage, kemudian ada produk kopi, kemudian juga fashion, handicraft, dan memang sebagai yang kami sarankan sebagai tahap-tahap awal, saya pikir Singapura adalah tempat yang bagus untuk kita memulai. Oleh sebab itu, kami di sini bersama dengan Atase Perdagangan banyak berkolaborasi dengan buyer-buyer di Singapura, termasuk juga dengan tempatnya Ibu Penny ini. Dalam arti tentunya kalau produknya food and beverage, kemudian kopi juga kita kolaborasi dengan Singapore Coffee Association. Untuk food and beverage kita juga kolaborasi terakhir dengan kelompok Howmart supermarket. Dan untuk yang fashion kemudian handicraft kita coba untuk berkolaborasi dengan tempatnya Ibu Penny. Mudah-mudahan UMKM yang terpilih itu bisa punya dapat pengalaman langsung dari pelaku-pelaku di sini seperti Ibu Penny, kemudian juga teman-teman yang lain, sehingga mereka sudah bisa untuk memulai menjual barangnya di luar negeri, dan mudah-mudahan mereka bisa meneruskan dengan lebih jauh lagi. Mudah-mudahan kita berharap semua komponen itu bisa bersinergi untuk tetap support UMKM kita, baik mereka supaya bisa terlibat dengan ekonomi digital, dan termasuk juga bagaimana bisa mengekspor barang-barangnya, produk-produknya di luar negeri. Terima kasih Bu Penny atas inisiatif-inisiatifnya, dan kita siap untuk berkolaborasi di event-event yang akan datang. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Oke,
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ya, terima kasih. Some of the Singapore, I have to great thank you for my relative in the Amsterdam also. Hopefully that we can also help some one of the production in Amsterdam that also willing to go to in Singapore, or vice versa lah ya, whenever that we already start the discussion. And also one of Pichaya is a market research in Thailand. Also, we used to work with them as the One Pole project. Again, if you remember in the webinar, NETASIA Without Borders, let's help each other, we collaborate with them. Okay, now I allow the time for the sequence is Pak Mulyono, from the market research point of view, which is a global trend and all the things, and then goes to Yumei, is from the marketing agency. We'll talk more about the co-creation, and then followed with the Ibu Ewi from the Theia, talking about how to produce your dreams packaging nicely. Okay, hello you Pak. Floor is yours, Pak Mulyono.
Halo, bisa didengar Bu ya?
Ya.
Okay. Hello. My name is Sri Mulyono. You can call me Mulyono. And currently I work in Deka Insight. I spent 13 years of my career in understanding of consumer and market in Indonesia. So as a group of Deka, we offer three main area services from strategic advisory and transformation. So if you want to have guidance on corporate planning, Deka Strat is the right place for you. And still our core business is to provide assistance and valuable insight for marketing, financial, social, and transformational objective with Deka Insight, which currently I work with. And the last one, we also offer solution based on marketing analytics to improve business performance with DigUp. So these three area expertise that currently we offer. In the consumer research, we provide solution on every stage of development, starting from planning stage with exploration, ideation, and after you internally create product ideas, you might want to find which the best possible option to launch. So we provide product, packaging, pricing, and advertising tests. Finally, in the last stage, after the launch of the product, you might want to evaluate the performance of your product in the market. So here is the option that we provide: brand study, experience study, and satisfaction study. Okay. In this opportunity, I want to share these 4 topics on packaging, which are how big is the impact of packaging in the consumer decision, and then what is the trend that might be appear in 2020, and of course it's important to keep up with the update, and what is actually consumer demand beneath the trend. The third one is let's remember what is the basic of packaging. Innovation ideas can be started with improving its basic function. And the last one is how we attract our target via packaging. So let's start. Have you ever seen your friend posting a packaging of the brand or product in their Insta story? And after you saw it, you've gone through to know more about the brand. Or even during last Ramadan when people cannot go for buka puasa bersama or breakfast together, you're sending hampers to your friend. And the way to thanks and accepting it, your friend posts it with the unboxing story of the product. Yes, it's easy to post something interesting to your social media and people around you get curious about it. Similar to packaging, if your packaging is attractive, your target customer might explore more about your brand. Some of it will review and love it. And it's free campaign for your brand. The fact is, even more percentage that claim that they buy product because of attractive packaging. So it will industrial. And if they are having good experience with the product, they might become your loyal customer. So again, good packaging have good opportunity to increase product trial to your brand and its free campaign in this social media era. So what is the packaging trend in 2020? The first one is eco-friendly. How many of you ever seen the picture of sea turtle with straw in its nose? Yes, one of the cutest animal get impacted and we suddenly feel sorry about it. Ban for straw and single-use plastic is become global movement. The first to use eco-friendly or sustainable product will definitely impact the packaging. Some of the brand also now launch plastic bottle from recycled material. Again, eco-friendly is market demand and married together with government policy. And something that we see on selection of material and color theme is related to the second trend of vintage theme. People remember all good memories. What old is new again. Combination of this vintage and eco-friendly might be the reason behind why bamboo wicker or besek or anyaman bambu is become trend again in the packaging, especially for takeaway packaging in a restaurant or home industry during this pandemic. The third one is minimalist design. We are actually overloaded with information. So people need something straightforward, easy to digest. The fact minimalist design get more benefit. We will explore this in the last section. And the fourth trend will be transparent. It might be the way out of your customer need that they need honest and to be trust to your brand, because customer can see through the product and evaluate it based on their perception about the quality of product. So that the brand don't have to tell about many things about the product, as customer just see and get what they see. And finally, because the trend of online shopping, e-commerce packaging also become trend, and it's how to ensure the product will be safe during delivery. So again, go to basic. What is the role basic of packaging? Of course, to protect product inside during shipping and storage, make you easy to use, and is part of branding, promotion, information material. Okay, let's meet the first customer problem. Okay, how do you open the pack before consume it? It might be extreme sample, that different type of connected packaging. Some of it require talent, require special tools, and the easy to open one. But yeah, this type of packaging still available in the market. From research point of view, traditional way of survey might not give you information about it, especially with typical Indonesian people that tends to please everyone. We usually use ethnography technique that we observe how your customer behavior and their experience with your product to find cues about their concern. Our next presenter will have more sample on it, and so I will fast on it. But imagine if you are targeting of commuter people with motorcycle, say a worker from Bekasi to Jakarta riding motorcycle every day. He might spend 1 hour every morning, and with Jakarta weather, of course, he will get thirsty. So they buy a product like ready to drink coffee or tea to accompany during traveling. When the traffic light is red, they open, consume it, and close the cup and put in the small compartment in the motorcycle. So the question is, which pack that fit and easy to reach? The bubble design or slick design? So slick design. They might be put into their consideration set when they choose the brand beside its taste and pricing. Similar with the case of, at least Giovanna Tea claim that they have good product aroma because they have technology to keep aroma as the first pour into the tea. They may put their consideration when they selecting a big cup design of bottle as compared to other competitors. But again, it's come back with your customer. If they consume it in the situation that no need a rush, then big cup might be okay. But in the rush condition, it's difficult to control when using big cup. As you might aware about some motorcycles, they sometimes drinking while riding motorcycle. So it's difficult using big cap tutup botol yang besar. It will be easy to spill to everyone. And finally, we have a good example of how evolution of Heinz ketchup bottle. The transparent design that we keep until now to show the quality of product. The curved neck bottle to minimize exposure to air and easy to flow out. However, similar to what problem that we always have when we dine into, say, in Pizza Hut, it's always challenging to flow out ketchup. The squeezable design solved this problem. And after that, market demand also increasing to enable control volume as much as they want. So they change the design cup that enable to it. And again, consumer experience say that how they using and store the product that comes innovative solution to have upside down bottle design to minimize the leftover. Okay. Before we go to the last role of packaging as branding or information, so I would like to remind you the term of customer and shopper. The issue that we have as a user related to packaging is when we interact during consumption on storage. However, when we play a role as shopper, all those experience might become a set of consideration when we choose product to buy product. Objective of shopper is selecting the product that relate or addressing their need. Here is the example. In front of us is a cereal shelf with many options of the brand, price, variant, and size. If your brand is not fortunate enough to have better position on eye level, the question is how enable your brand attract the shopper eyes to be seen or even make them curious about to know more, pick or even buy. This is the challenge as the brand on the battlefield. This illustration is based on research that we will explore a little bit more after this, but it shows that the red color is become hotspot that many of shoppers is looking at too. The challenge is how to get noticed even if we are not in the ideal position in the shelf. Why? Because actually our shopper is still open with any brand. 76% of shopper make a final decision in the store. Remember our first initial slide that they are also open to try new product because attractive packaging. And unfortunately, shopper decide the brand less than 1 minute. Even for some category like vegetable is less than 30 seconds. DC compare finally decide in short period of time with many available options. If your brand pack not even get noticed, then that will be a huge challenge. So I'll give you a case study about fresh vegetable packaging. The left side is the old packaging and the right side is new improved packaging. So again, what is in your mind if you have to decide to buy vegetable? What type of vegetable is this? It may be embarrassing moment how many of you that plan to buy green mustard or sawi hijau that finally come out box pok choy because it's similar type of vegetable. So because we don't want to have that experience, we have to reconfirm what type of the vegetable is this. That is why the product descriptor, in this case, meslen, I don't know how to spell in French, but I believe the meaning is mixed vegetable, become focus attention of the shopper when they buy the category vegetable. The second thought might be how long I can store in my fridge. That's why I need expire date information because I don't frequently cook. And based on research, the focus attention of all packaging is scattered, only focus on product descriptor. And it's become more dangerous from brand point of view. The brand are not strong enough to be seen. If they consume the product, they might be forget about your brand. And how can you be able to develop your brand then? Finally, the organize and the layout with new design and successfully deliver not just performance by increase its sales up to 15%, but also in the brand development. The brand is get more notice. Okay. In every category has unique requirement about what information that actually you're shopping looking up to. So definitely research which research might help this concern and might beneficial when you tell designer to design the pack. Again, in this case, 30 seconds, less than 30 second decision was made. Minimalist design has benefit because you don't have time to read all the information. We have to very wisely to put information on the front page design pack. At least all the concerns are addressed when shopper selecting the product. Okay. So in terms of research, how we do it now is available technology that can record eye movement of the shopper, and we can able to track back where is the element of the pack that get noticed and which doesn't. Then we can discuss with our designer the effective of layout. At least what designer want is similar to how the experience of the shopper. The technology is called eye tracking. DK Insight has experience on this type of study. The technology itself only measures 3 elements, where is the attention that we call it fixation, and the order whether they look at the brand first, photo product first, or the other area first, that we call the case plot. Finally, the aggregate of all respondents in this case that we can illustrate to the hotspot or element that become main area of interest. We usually reconfirm the finding with in-depth interview to address how does their perception toward area of interest. So don't let the focus attention is have bad perception. We also have experience in other category like baby food product where the area of interest is the picture of the baby, but because the smell of the baby create perception toward the overall product. So mom expect that after consume it, their baby have the feeling as picturized in the pack. Similar application also we can use in the print media or billboard campaign to have effective campaign, print or billboard. That's the focus attention of your target is as planned and how effective to deliver the message. And also it can be applied to understand when consumer making decision in shopping, online shopping study. So finally, tourism rule of thumb. The first is noticeability of the pack. For that, you before launch ask yourself, team or customer, whether the pack is attractive enough, different, to enable easy to find, to enable attract target to focus to your brand. And then second one is focus attention. What element that can be used for attention grabber, or which one need to be improved. The last one is what message to deliver to our target. Does our target feel the same as we planned? So that's all for me. In case of any query, we can discuss later or just contact us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Udah. Okay. Thank you, Pak Mo. Just to remind you again, everyone, please type any questions. I hope this later, whenever all the three speakers can finish their presentation, so it's more valuable for you to get the information overall. Okay, floor is yours, Jume.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So hello everybody, I'm from Flying Fish Lab and I've worked in Flying Fish Lab for a few years now. And what we do here in Flying Fish Lab is that we conduct co-creation sessions for our clients, and we work with some multinational clients and regional clients such as Unilever, Mondelez, Kraft Heinz. So feel free to say hi to me and drop an email. But for today, I'll be talking more about co-creation, which is part of my company's offering. So co-creation is a very popular buzzword, but what exactly is co-creation? So co-creation is a collaborative development and joint creation of new concepts together with experts and your stakeholders, which can be your customers, it can be cross-functional teams. So here we have a unique methodology of a co-creation we call controlled disruption. The first step is asking people outside of your category and your company. And then the second step is bringing together people from all over your company. And lastly, we look at it together with our expert lenses, seeing whether the ideas are actually feasible and it can be done or not. So why do people like co-creation, right? We feel like co-creation actually can help you to create an implementational roadmap because you created the roadmap together with the rest of your colleagues. So therefore, people can buy into it early. They say, yes, we will do it. And the ideas don't get thrown away halfway. Everybody plan it from start to finish. So therefore, the chances of it actually happening is much higher than one person do it, and then I send it up for approval, and then it gets rejected, and the whole thing starts over again. So as I mentioned, these are some of the clients who have already bought into co-creation. So it's not a new thing. It has been ongoing across different categories, different industries. So what is the controlled disruption co-creation methodology here? So first we explain a bit, how every brand says that they're different, but then what do we, the consumers, actually see? So you can see all these ads and packaging, they're similar. So we have splashes to represent water. And it's not just water, we have pizza. How come all the pizza are pepperoni flavored, right? I also don't know. And beer bottles, why are beer bottles green? Why do people not have transparent beer bottles or so many other colors to choose from? But because my competitors choose green, then something must be right? The color must be green in color. So you can see not just food, across makeup, across hair care, all of these advertisements and products all look kind of similar. And even in tech and cars, you notice that all the cars are taken in a 3/4 shot, and then their job is done. Oops, sorry. So then the next question is, how do you then stand out from other people and create breakthrough? We at Flying Fish Lab, we think that you need a new way of looking at our challenges. So usually when we create a packaging, a product, we ask what is already happening in the category. For example, a milk must come in a milk carton. Or I look at the competition, everyone is doing a green bottle, so I must do a green glass bottle too. But however, when we look at the real disruptors, the Ubers of the world, the Airbnb of the world, they are people who have not been in the hotel industry. They do not have experience in the hotel industry. Someone just decided one day that, we have homes and all these empty homes and extra space. So why don't we create something that there's demand for? So you notice that they are the people who don't ask these usual questions, but they ask questions outside of the category. So, who said that you must own a building to operate a hotel? What if the building is not even mine to begin with? So even though, yes, we can force ourselves to ask all these unique questions, but we think that it's hard for us to break out of the box because we've been working in the company and in this industry for a long time, right? So we encourage people to work with outsiders so that we can think like outsiders. So who are these outsiders? These outsiders are people from an online community who do not have experience, and we ask them to contribute ideas and we pay them for the ideas. So for example, if we're working for a pasta company, the issue with pasta is that it's always long. But if I'm living in a small country like Hong Kong, like Singapore, we have very small pans and very small kitchen. So how do I have such a big pan that puts the entire strand of spaghetti, right? So these outsiders, the online community, realize that there's this problem, and in their idea contribution, they said, why don't we create the spaghetti that is nested so that it fits nicely into the pot, and I don't have to wait for it to slowly soften before putting it into the pot. Or even, why must I take medicine early in the morning? So I have my coffee, then I wait a few hours and I eat medicine. But what if I can combine my medicine together with my coffee? Or when I'm listening to music or talking to someone, why do I have to remove my entire headphones if someone beside me is talking to me? What if I just press a button and then the earphones open up to a hole and I can hear everybody, and after we're done talking, I close it back up again and continue listening to my music? So these are things that, this is just some examples that the outsiders, because they don't know how it works, their ideas are completely fresh, we co-create together with them with their fresh ideas and with our own industry expertise. So it's more examples. These people, the outside community, actually they're very talented. They can draw, they can visualize, they challenge and broaden the horizon of what is possible that you never even think of. So then in packaging, there are people who can create all this are actually created by the online community. We did not even create any of this. They can bring in aesthetics in your packaging. Or even like what Pak Moho said, usability in packaging is also important. So I know Indonesians, you're a huge fan, right? Chili sauce and fried onions. What if we can convert the bottle that has both chili sauce and fried onions, because we usually eat it together anyway? Or how do we make soup? Even though you have to sit down and drink hot soup properly, what if we create a new kind of packaging that allows you to drink soup on the go? What if it's a squeezable packaging like a cone shape over here? Or marination, instead of squeezing it onto a plate and then using my hands or tongs and spraying and spreading the sauce, what if my bottle already has a brush to begin with? Right? So these are things, because they are consumers, they understand what is the problem and they're able to contribute and add on to your ideas to co-create together. So on top of that, we also have productivity. If we tell them that, I want to cut my costs, but I don't want to compromise on the experience. So what if I change my packaging, instead of a huge plastic bottle, what if I change it to a paper bag with a handle? I don't even need packaging. I can go sustainable, eco-friendly, or transparent packaging. So I save money on printing, but at the same time, I'm portraying that my products are honest. You can see everything straight. I'm not adding any preservatives, any chemicals. These are just what it is. And then lastly, we also have brand story in packaging. So for example, if I want to, if I'm selling a traditional food, instead of using plastic packaging, what if I use things like banana leaves to wrap my packaging? Or even, if it's a grandma old sauce, instead of just printing, what if I make it look as if the ingredient list is handwritten? So it's as if a recipe is written by my grandma, and then I'm pasting it to further proof that this is something that's passed down by generations, a sauce created by my grandmother. So then these ideas from the online community, the outside community, we take them and we help to inspire your team to deliver these solutions because these are outsiders. They don't know whether you're capable, whether this is possible or not. So therefore, we take, for example, the banana leaves. We're not able to have so many banana leaves, but what if we create a green packaging that looks like a banana leaves, for example? So we further add on together with the co-creation team, and we force them to think even harder by using case studies from outside the category. Remember, we said that Airbnb did not start from a hotel industry, but what if, for example, we use Lego? What if we are bought over by Lego? For example, what if Kellogg's is bought over by Lego? So Kellogg's is a cereal brand, right? What has Lego got to do with that? Oh, but Lego has a play, they emphasize a lot on playing, on building. So perhaps if we force Kellogg's to think as a building, can they create something like a building their snack? So I add cereal myself, then I add the raisins, I add the nuts, and then I shake it, something like that. That force them to come up with new ideas by overlaying another category onto their own category. So lastly, I would invite all of you to think about, can you really, and do you want to keep business as usual and just be another green bottle in the market? How do you stand out from people? If you keep doing things the same way, how can you manage to grab their attention, grabbing, packaging, or even your ideas? How do you make them, if you're just another one of them, can you really gain the sales that you need? So I invite all of you to think like outsiders, work with outsiders, and then together with your team as a co-creation, you can create breakthrough. So if you like some of our ideas, stories, you can follow our LinkedIn page. We regularly post news articles that you might be interested in, and thank you.
Good. Yep. Thank you, Xiumei. Interesting. See. So from the two speakers already that we got the idea, which is a link. Now what I can take a note here is between honest about the packaging and also usability, right? And then also is a brand story that, again, a brand story usually is coming from the brand owner, but sometimes they don't know how to present, how to show it, right? So this is another thing that you can paste in the packaging. So now the next speaker will be talking about how do we make it visible, how we present it nicely. It's not only just on the paper and all things, and then in terms of the execution. Okay, floor is yours, Wewi.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Bu Penny. Hi, Bu Penny, Pamu, and Miss Xiumei. Thank you for inviting me to join the discussions. Nice to see you again. Hi, everybody. I'm from Aewi from Cahaya, Jakarta. We were invited by Bu Penny. It's a very complete team how we promote products actually to the market. We have Bu Penny tooling the market. We have researchers that help us to understand the market and also how to communicate the product to the market with Miss Xiumei. And here I am for the production to make it happen, to how you can touch and feel and how to deliver the real products to the market. Actually, Cahaya Jakarta, me as a representative for Cahaya Jakarta, we were initiated by the idea of having innovation as the. This is what we were inspired to do: innovation to our packaging, how to reach the customers into a manufacturing versions of us. But before I continue, let me introduce my company. I've been in this industry since 2003, and Cahaya Jakarta has been established since established company since 91. The company has been moving a lot on the moving pace according to time and market also. We need to answer to Cahaya started with the self-adhesive label printer. Since the demand is the more unique market, fast-growing market also, and fast response that we are needed as a manufacturing, we're also growing into a in-mold label, string sleeve, shrink sleeve, and even flexible packaging now with our conventional machine. As we realize, Indonesian have a lot of unique markets also in the entering the market, and some of them are not really ready to pack and then to enter the market. This is when the 2012 we introduced Cahaya Jakarta packaging to the market also. This is to help some of the market that Pak Ramdhani actually mentioning, the UMKM, the smaller market that actually entering the market and don't know where to go, don't know how to fix it into the small packaging to deliver to the market, but they have a good product. So here the CJ Pack actually supplying, sourcing the tubes, jars, pump, spray, and many others packaging that is to support the industry. And also we have extended also the services until the labeling to the bottles, to the tubes, and even sleevings, and also consultation for missionaries applications for our end users. But last not but least, we foresee the moving trends as what Pak Mul and Ms. Shume has been discussing about. So this PEA has been introduced also to capture all these dynamic market requests. We do it for in the digital version in the industrial scale, from a small to medium size of products, and also to support a marketing, communication, and co-creation activities that Ms. Shume actually has mentioned in the early presentations. This is also why Cahaya Jakarta actually have 3 phases now. This is the reason why we are actually try to modify the new business way, not the old pathway, just the printing conventional mass market, mass productions. And the millennials, the Gen Z, they're actually the one that actually drives the whole changing our behavior as a manufacturing as well. I think you guys also realize the new generation, new reality, and the game changing now. We cannot just using a old book to run nowadays the business as well and the market as well. And now the customers is way before the pandemic. The customers already start looking at this, but now it's actually a must already for us as a packaging, as a manufacturing as well, to concern about quality, authentication, and sustainability for our customers and consumers as well. And also they increase also another what they interest them, the trust on the packaging, the trust on how we deliver the product, and we have to help the brands to be able to convey this also. Constant renewal. As the millennials and the Gen Z now, they need feels different all the time. Need the individuality to be shown in the market as well. The engagement, how the brands actually pursue and get to their existence in the for their needs as well. And now we have a challenge. The challenge is how to attract within 3 to 7 seconds with all the other information variety on your product. You have to think creatively on this one, and then what can we do on to answer all this demand by the fast changing movement and behaviors. This is the decision we are facing all the time, and the product has to stand out and speak and scream actually for them to be picked. And some of the producers, some of the businesses, they need a certain product to be very attractive, very communicative, and the message conveyed to the end users. And this is what the conventional versus the digital that we more solution for the brands and the prospect. Mass production, we started with this. And then the strategic, we want to localize and regionalize for a period of time. But now, the variable content production. Everybody want to have their names on their products. And then randomization productions also. Every character has to be different and it has to be displayed in the market. And also another set of customizations as productions. Even the potato chips need to look different now. And then after that, the next, again, after customization is a personalization. So everybody wants to be unique in their product. And prototyping sample, we combine everything in this line. this is a demand of the market, the movement, everything actually we have to answer in the as a manufacturing. Also, we have to adapt to answer all this demand in the market. And how we do it? We do it with the digital press in the market to answer this. Conventionals and digital can be able to design the same thing. We can do pressure sensitive, swing sleeve, wrap around, in mold, flexible, either in Cahaya or in NETASIA with different machineries to suit different needs in the market. I show you some examples what we have done. This is the Cahaya actually can be able to accommodate the changing of the brands as well. I mean, like from the old to the recent one, to answer the agility of the product as well, to answer to the Gen Z requirement now. And some of the sample that we did for our customers in Indonesia is like each of individual pack actually different. It's over 100,000 bottles actually are different and printed individual differently can be done in digital. Can only digital who answer this kind of requirements. I think this is many people actually dream of having personalization. They still keep the current packaging, but they also do a special editions to enhance the product, to make sure the recognition, the brand awareness, or even some campaigns to be done in that product. So the visualizations in this product can be also obtained and create a curiosity for the market also. And here's some of the samples of the in-mold and how the in-mold label actually available. Last time the technical can only done in conventional, now the digital can. So you can have a lower SKU per unit. So you can have a lot of others to be offered on the shelf. And last time flexible packaging are always be a mass productions, and nowadays you can actually do it simplified also. Many SKUs done in the can be done for your product. Many tastes can be introduced also, and also can different places can have their own different pack into their product. And you remember traditionally we always have this kind of hampers to every Hari Raya, Christmas, and everywhere, every time. But nowadays, with the new design, with the digital world, to answer nowadays, people doesn't want to have the same thing at the time. No matter if it's the content is the same, but they need to have special. They need to have different. Even today, 2019 Lebaran and 2020 Lebaran, they will want to have different things. So they want to feel special, especially nowadays. The young ones is actually want to feel special, and we all want to feel special with all the product that we were given. This is part of it, and with that, what we have to offer to the customers, and what the Cahaya actually come up with the three divisions is actually we want to answer personalization. We want to answer to the limited editions, unleash the customers' creativity, real-time customer protection with the authentications, and also, of course, have to be focused on what markets are, I think, with the understanding on the whole situation with the markets. And I hope that this is can, from the presentation earlier, we are the manufacturing guy to make sure that this can be delivered to the customers in a very handy, simple way and communicated well and quite focused onto the target market. I hope, Bu Penny, I'm not too long. I can go on with packaging all the time, very long, but I think I have to stop. But just remember, audience, people don't know how hard you try, but you have to deliver. How do you deliver it? It's what we are, the customer and the consumers are actually waiting for. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, wow. Thank you, Bu Ewi. So the keynotes that I taken from your presentation, yes, a personalization, and also especially in terms of in the small, we are talking about now in the context of the UKM, which is less than 1,000 or any specific market only. So this is, I think, is just the right time. There is no such a usually cannot order for 1,000 something like that. Yeah, have a minimum order. So this is the thing that is of course helped a lot for the SME. And then hampers also. What I'm saying here, why is also packaging not related to the product. The packaging as a hamper is especially in this situation. So sometimes pandemic we see from the positive side, also from the it's a challenging situation. But the benefit now, people sending through the hampers to the courier and everything. So the place, even the mask that I'm in this development of that one also very nice. So whenever you open the reusable mask with the nice packaging in the envelope and all personalized. So that's to be the in the future. Okay. Is there any questions already? Please back to my presentation. Questions in the format of I haven't seen any questions so far. Wow, thank you so much. It's 102 participants in the discussions. And then, I talk again about from the Prasetya Mulya team, and because this is a mix between the artisan, within the SME, within the person who have the product. Of course, this will get the benefit from this information. And then also from the postgraduate or university also as a business and marketing, you will involve a lot of this discussion and then get a chance to talk with Yume in terms of how to make it out of the box, how that just be different. Okay, mana ya? How to see the chat now? Wait. Or shall we? Any question? Mana ya? Mega at the. I will introduce Mega also. My behind the screen, the IT team. Thank you so much to make it happen and then smooth. Mega, any questions?
Not yet, Ibu.
Wow, okay. I think Pak Edi, and I have to say hello one by which I know that Pak Edi Kemenadi is also maybe can also open the sharing about who's doing the co-creation. Pak Edi, please talk in. Yes. So could you please maybe Pak Edi can share about the co-creation from the experience that you are doing. So, or any questions to.
I think he's not able to speak. He's in mute.
Hello, Penny.
Hey,
how are you?
Pak Edi is my senior from the R&D, the best R&D Unilever world. Now having our own business in coffee.
Thank you inviting me to this forum. Yes, of course. I'm interested in co-creation because I'm also doing co-creation for food and beverages in Jakarta, and so in Bogor actually my lab. So we're doing a lot of the new things that do something better, in terms of the brief to see the market changes now in the very difficult situation now. People looking for the lower costs and how to make the product in the lower capital expenditures. So yes, I'm interested also to learn on packaging also this afternoon. So how we can work together in the future, because the brief now, the changes of the packaging need to be really attractive. As you discussed also regarding the more and more now people buying product from screen. So the picture need to be really good to see. So now how to make the photograph and all the communication well in YouTube, in Instagram, to attract people to see the picture first. And then of course the quality of the product is number one also after that. So the product needs to be good and accepted by the customer. Yes, this is all the co-creation that I'm doing now. So many customer looking for the lowest cost and also better quality, and also now also moving more and more to green, Penny. Yeah, more people go to vegan. Yeah, more people look for the formulation without any potassium sorbate. Yeah, how to make a product without any ammonia. Yeah, so maybe the next chapter we can discuss on this one also. So together with all packaging insight, I think we can work together to see the future of the business now, especially for the small medium enterprise that they are now struggling to survive. And then, of course, because they are lowest investment, they can also do start up faster than the big boys. What I see now, my client is a small and big one. The small one is faster to decide than the big one. They're learning as of any. So we also decide also for packaging also. So more and more now people make a business of coffee, of course. Many coffee shop now in Jakarta, in Bogor, also Singapore, I think. And many also of them also make the differentiation of the packaging, the looks on the product, the stores, yeah, and so the storyboard regarding the formulation, yeah, the origin of the coffee, yeah. Yeah, that's all the thing we need to work together to find as the co-creation together to find the new way, yeah, for the future, how to market is moving. Actually, on my job is on the food and beverages, yeah. For others, I think also the same thing also. For apparel, for shoes, everything, yeah, need to do something really new in the market, yeah. That's all, Penny, what I can share today. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions so far? There is Pak Martin aja, because say like the one in the Alexandra yang. Okay. Alexandra Daniel. Alexander Daniel wanted to ask, talking about co-creation, do you think is it still mandatory to co-create, or is it okay for us to just place ourselves as customers through qualitative and quantitative research to the big data idea and problems? If I'm not mistaken, maybe this is more on the, do I really go engage with the company doing the co-creation, because it's depend on the skill, right? So maybe here, and then instead of doing the quality and quantity research also to get the big idea.
I guess that question is for me.
Yeah, I think it's more on the, if you want to add on to, Ziome and Pak Mul.
Okay, so maybe I will start first. Yeah, so yes, even though, you know, we in co-creation, we always start with the first step, which is insight. So what happens is that you know what your customer is thinking already in the first place, and then you look outside for how to solve the problem. So for example, the customer insight could be something like people want eco-friendly and sustainable packaging. So that is the insight. But then how do you go about solving the problem is where co-creation comes in. So even though, yes, you understand that consumers want sustainable, but how should I do it? Should I make it no packaging, or should I make the packaging, I can burn it or plant it in my garden? Or could it be another solution of you know, I can eat the packaging together with my food? So all this solution solves the insight of you want sustainable packaging as customers, but how you go about it is where co-creation comes in. Yeah, Pak Mu, you want to add on?
Yeah, the strong point of research is actually to have the effectiveness of the ideas. So if you have any ideas, we have to measure the effectiveness, because if any ideas is not matched with between the design and also implementation, that will be an issue. So we can be as a gatekeeper, as a research gatekeeper to the process, go to the next level or not. And then yes, if you expect a research agency to have creativity, that will be no, because we have less experience with creativity, but we can measure what is creativity that actually can be implemented.
Maybe I can add on here, but it's more on from the question if I can feel as the product owner, maybe more on the, of course, the cost or engagement and all the things. So maybe Pak Mul also, what I understand, Deka also have the online research, ya Pak, ya, how to capture, which is more we call it apa itu? Special price
Yeah.
or low.
Quick and dirty.
More,
Quick and dirty.
Yes, more on the reachable lah. So it's not
Yeah.
the big hoo-ha result, or because maybe for some of the SME also is concerned of the budget, yeah. So maybe you can answer more on the
Yeah. Usually in the co-creation that we understand also, in the co-creation, usually the result also some of ideas. So we have like a gatekeeper for every ideas. Then we can go with quick and dirty online study to measure which ideas that effective to deliver. So usually with online study, we need only one day, 1 or 2 days to have which actually can be implemented.
Okay. Okay, next. Any further chat? Wait, yeah. Wait.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Pak Mo. And gimana? Any questions? Gimana? Mega? Aduh.
Mungkin kalau yang di Zoom
Okay.
belum, kalau yang di YouTube juga masih mungkin masih ini dipelajari dulu mungkin Bu. Itu ada Bu Jennifer Virginia.
So, okay, Jennifer Virginia. Question to Jume. The questions. Jume, you want to also? Yeah. Hello, my name is Jennifer, and thank you before the chance to ask the question. Is it possible for you to share experiences about the creation cosmetic packaging? How the step by step and how is the brainstorming process? To Jume.
Okay, so maybe I can just share briefly about the whole process. So for example, what we do is we start off with the insights. So for example, we had a project with Unilever, one cosmetic brand. So what happens is that we realize that whitening is a key benefit of the product. So from the consumer insight, we guess what do whitening represent to them? Is it about radiance, about healthy skin? So after knowing that consumers want healthy, radiant skin, and then we ask the outside community, the online community, now contribute, and we pay you for the ideas of how to represent healthy and how to represent radiant skin. Okay, so they come back with packaging ideas like pinkish, and also easy use. What if it's something that I can just put in my shower and let it spray over me, because cosmetics is something that I put right after I shower, right? So all these little things are from a consumer point of view, because they are also the consumers. They contribute to these ideas, and then we take these ideas into a co-creation workshop with Unilever. So for example, the shower idea. So it's something that I clip onto my shower head. Then I think about, but the cream and the water will make the whole solution very oily, very sticky. So what can we do to change the packaging such that I use it in the shower and then I just throw away right after? Okay, so that is the second step. We ask the brand team, we ask the R&D team, we ask the packaging team together to create it. And then the next step is we look at these concepts back home in our own teams. So in branding, the branding team will think about, is this in line with my branding? Is it something that this brand will do? And then the R&D team will think about, do we have the ingredients to make this new packaging? Do we have the color Pantone? And then afterwards, we come back together again 2 to 3 weeks later to see whether we want to proceed with this. Is it even possible? So we always ask them to adopt a yes, if mentality. So yes, I can do it. If you give me a $10,000 investment in a machine, then okay, yes, I can do it. So this is how we come about the whole process. So we start from insight all the way to the functional team looking at it on their own expertise, whether this is possible or not. Yeah, it's a bit long. I hope you get the gist of it. But if there's anything that you want to clarify, feel free to write in the chat and then I'll explain that part a bit more. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Shirmay. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay. Question to Jume, how we start the innovation or co-creation or idea for a client without any insight, especially for SME, which can make a product but do not have any differentiation. And then second, maybe that's one first to Jume, and then later continue directly to Ibu Ewi. How should we design our advertisement for our product? Is there any specific rules? Okay. Go to Xiaomi first.
Yeah, okay, so that's a very good question. We do have clients like that too. Even though we strongly encourage people, our clients to start with insights, there's another bunch of people who just do the other way around. So what I mean by that is, so for example, they want to create a packaging that is, let me think, how to use sauce better. Okay, for example, how do I make it the usability part of the sauce better? So, but they don't know what to do, right? They have no insights. Do I even want my sauce? Is that even what consumers are looking for? So what they do is that they give this brief to the online community and say, okay, come up with ideas to make your sauce more user-friendly. So the community will come up with different ideas. So some might be how to squeeze the sauce, or some might be how to store the sauce, how to make it cool. Maybe I don't have to put in the fridge anymore. Can it be a bottle sauce that I can just put on my kitchen counter? So then with these different ideas, the client thinks, oh, actually there's a lot of ideas that talk about how to squeeze the sauce. So that is my insight. I need to create a packaging that helps my client, that helps my customer squeeze the sauce better. Yeah, so based on the number of ideas and based on what the crowd co-creation together more, which are the ideas that come up more often, because they are also consumers, so that is like our insight territory to explore whether this is a need in the market. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, most of the SME and then me too usually is as a product don't have any insight. I want to do this. I think this is nice. So this is the one that is challenging, which is at the end on the market maybe not meeting the objective.
Yeah, so we use that as a test, see what is in the market, what do consumers want. Then we ideate. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Ibu Ewi.
Hi, to answer the question from Ibu Dian Marlina.
Mungkin bisa juga bahasa Indonesia, nggak apa-apa yo.
Iya.
Mari monggo. Please.
Iya, kalau
manfaatkan session ini loh.
Iya. Yes, Ibu Dian, kalau desain dari how do we design advertisement in our product is actually tergantung Ibu mau mengkomunikasikan target marketnya siapa dulu. Pengerjaan desain dan advertisement ini expertnya itu bukan di kami. Kami tuh lebih banyak melakukan langsung direct to the packaging and direct to the produknya tersendiri langsung. Biasanya mungkin tim kayak Miss Yume yang melakukan direction atau kerjasama dengan kami bagaimana caranya membuat sesuatu packaging itu yang menjawab pertanyaan yang seperti simplicity, gampangnya di deliver, bagaimana displaynya. Pertanyaan-pertanyaan seperti ini kemudian yang actually bisa kita secara manufacturing kami bisa memproduce, tapi bagaimana secara art graphic design untuk advertisement masuk ke either majalah, billboard atau even sosmed itu kita juga nggak gitu, kita very manufacturing base-nya. Nah, specific rules untuk itu mungkin juga banyak tergantung juga lebih ke masing-masing produk ya. Bila misalnya mereka punya restriction dari pemerintah, apa yang dari kalau Indonesia banyak BPOM restriction, apa yang bisa ditaruh di dalam packagingnya. Nah, itu mesti dikomunikasiin kepada designers atau pada ingredient, penulisan ingredient. Benar ya Bu Penny ya? Nggak misal itu. Kita lebih ke manufacturingnya. Mungkin Miss Yume lebih tepat kali Bu untuk menjawabkan bagaimana ngedesain app-nya, mengconnect ini produk kepada advertisement as a communication-nya. Kita tuh lebih menyatakan manufacturingnya untuk produk itu dikomunikasikan sih sebetulnya.
Iya. how should we design our advertisement for our product? Mungkin ya memang ada linknya ya antara produk dan advertising. Advertising itu kalau saya sih bilang juga ini kembali ke foto tadi kan saya bilang. Ini sorry saya coba untuk menjawab from my point of view of the product itself ya. Karena produk kami kan juga lebih ke service. Bagaimana mengadvertise tuh sekarang banyak sekali cara, which is kalau kita bicara dengan modul yang tadi saya bilang advertising of the tourism and packaging ya. Tempat cantik itu lewat foto dan sebagainya. So kita juga baru belajar dengan segala macam e-commerce sekarang happening dengan e-commerce IG lives and all the thing. I think is it answering about the advertising per se that you expect ya Ibu Dian? Karena advertising dari packaging itself itu sudah kalau misalnya pas ya dia sendiri sebagai advertising kan. Tapi kalau dia cuma laying down on the table atau di toko atau di mana dia berada di shelf ya mungkin belum menjawab as the how to bring out the product itself ya. Jadi rule-nya memang agak beda ya gitu loh maksud saya. Iya nggak? Even though that ibu punya packaging-nya tuh cakep di printing, so what you expect about the advertising itself mungkin bisa atau dari Shumei, this is question about the design advertising or maybe also can do from Pak Mul in terms of the research. So there is another research or questioning to the market what type of the advertising is effectivitas of the advertising. Okay.
Mungkin dari riset mungkin sedikit yang saya bisa share adalah apa sih elemen-elemen yang biasanya kita lakukan untuk mengecek apakah advertising itu efektif atau tidak. Yang pertama pastinya adalah the overall story of the advertisement. Sebenarnya image apa sih yang sebenarnya kita harapkan untuk naik, misalnya image tentang eco-friendly-nya naik. Image tentang eco-friendly naik itu derive dari elemen produk yang mana. Jadi dari konsumen mungkin hanya bisa mengukur misalnya apakah image ini sesuai dengan apa yang diklaim atau tidak. Dan kita mengukur dari sisi effectiveness-nya. Tetapi kembali lagi isunya adalah the big idea of advertisement. Jadi sebenarnya baik lagi, apakah yang kita ingin sampaikan pada konsumen itu nyampe benar atau enggak. Dan selalu menjadi rule of thumb-nya adalah ya jangan terlalu banyak message. Paling kita batasi hanya 3 message utama yang mungkin kita sampaikan kepada konsumen dan ya setelah itu kita cek balik apakah itu message-nya nyampe atau enggak. Paling itu, Bu.
Yep. Okay. Shumei, do you want to add on with the answer related to the advertising?
I think they have answered pretty comprehensive already. Okay. Yeah, nothing from me.
Okay. Pak Riko from Jambi. Question untuk masyarakat Singapura, mereka akan memilih kemasan yang menarik atau kemasan yang multiguna. So this is comparing to in the Singapore itself. What do you think in terms of the packaging? More on the interesting and then nice look or is more on the function? Because sometimes they mix between the function is not nice. If we are talking about functionality, right? But how that from the Singapore per se market?
I don't think it's very different from anywhere else in the world, but it's a good balance of functionality and aesthetics. What is another word for aesthetics? Beautiful. So yes, people will buy it once if it's beautiful. They see that it's attractive and they want to buy it. But if they don't know how to use it, which is the functional part, or there's leakage, it's not stored properly, then they won't buy it again. So if you want a sustainable buyer, it needs to be beautiful to grab their attention first, but it needs to be functional too, so that it will buy again. If not, they will just buy once and they won't buy again.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Question to Cahaya, menerima order kemasan di bawah 1.000. Iya, tadi udah dibilang, pasti terima order, apalagi habis session. Ya, nggak boleh ada halangan. Kalau bilang nggak bisa, bilangin saya kalau salah ya.
Yes. Banyak sih, Bu. Kadang-kadang mereka memang understand 1.000 pieces itu seperti apa. Kadang-kadang ada yang bilang 10.000 pieces itu 1 item atau 2 item atau 3 item. Dan kalau misalnya itu masih kategori digital ya is okay. Tapi kalau dalam flexible packaging mungkin ada mesti tektokannya lebih lebih lagi bagaimana dia demand-nya seperti apa, desain seperti apa. Saya yakin UMKM akan start with 1.000 sampai 5.000 tapi dengan varian yang banyak. Nah, itu yang saya harus mengetahui semuanya. Di bawah 1.000, di bawah 5.000 itu apa sih sebetulnya? Itu untuk menjawabnya itu saya sih harus tahu benar-benar dari produknya. Jadi kalau Pak Riko mau langsung berhubungan silahkan dari Bu Penny.
Mungkin saya juga jadi ingat ya, apa itu candy itu permen yang packagingnya tuh individual ya. Saya juga nggak tahu ya. Maybe it's depend on the total volume of the order.
Iya.
Memang
Jadi,
akhirannya bisa tuh personalize, itu kan lucu banget ya. Permen waktu itu during friendship. So, kamu kabar, ada nama kayak gitu loh.
Sama seperti yang saya bilang atau kenapa kita bisa deliver to communication in terms of not small to medium scale of businesses only, tapi sebetulnya marketing communication itu bisa di-deliver juga dengan packaging, dan itu dengan digital, dengan kemampuan Thea untuk memproduksinya, which is itu one of the tools yang consumer bisa pakai untuk deliver their product gitu. Jadi lebih ke boundaryless lah what you can do with your product itu sekarang.
Oke.
Asal communication-nya Bu, I mean like communication marketingnya, message-nya apa yang mau dikasih, jadi bisa di-deliver dengan baik gitu.
Oke, nah ini pertanyaan Bu Endang ini memang penting nih. Kalau packaging bagus tuh biasanya memang mahal jadinya ya, cost production. So bagaimana sebaiknya as UKM, nggak hanya mesti UKM sih, semua orang pasti bertanya itu ya. Which is how to balance between the quality, nice, and also the cost. So pemula yang ingin berkembang, oke, that's all the challenging lah.
Iya. Saya kan Ibu belum tahu di Cahaya berapa. Yes.
Basically, of course, between the quality and the cost, it should be the comparison or compensation.
And then because our team juga punya timnya Bu untuk mendiskusikan what is feasible, yang cost seperti apa yang applicable, dan tim itu semua akan juga kita akan meng-advise mereka jangan cuma dari desainer semua ditranslate ke produk, ke packagingnya, atau harganya melambung tinggi, tapi kita bisa discuss dengan desainer yang ada, yang customer pilih untuk menjadikan packaging itu applicable, affordable, and functional juga kepada masyarakat, kepada customer yang ditujunya juga Bu. Nggak semuanya packaging itu selalu harus mahal, dan nggak semuanya packaging itu harus selalu murah. Sedangkan produk yang dijual pasti produk yang kalian percaya bahwa itu produk bagus kan untuk di-deliver.
Oke. Thank you. Ini tadi barusan saya bertanya Ibu Uning Prawasto, ada pertanyaan attention to Shumi, tapi pertanyaannya belum ada Ibu. Oke, anyone tadi saya belum kasih linknya ya. Saya udah kasih linknya ya. So all the presentation is available in the link. So I give it already the link for the suggestion. That is combined of course your feedback about this session, and then also please give the suggestion topic what the next that will be interesting for you. Either now is happening with tourism, with travel. Actually, we already put in the row discussion about travel in the next 2 sessions maybe, and also content of the question for if you willing to be part of our community link. So if we have any continue webinar, any session or any event, if possible, then we will invite easily through the WhatsApp group, yeah. But trust me, there's want to distract or too busy with all the chat and everything. I want to keep it as the admin to upload the information, but of course, as this is as a good business matching, so everyone can talk about your business and everything. We open for all the members in the WhatsApp group once a week in the certain period times, so you can talk, and then after that you can follow up privately. So because we again, please take this session as a platform. If you also want to present what that your company doing, and then what is the specific apa yang spesifik daripada kegiatan atau yang Ibu rasa atau Bapak rasa itu pingin di-sharing to lebih banyak komunitas, please let us know. So hopefully we can do. Saya sih udah ngebook waktunya Pak Edi nih dengan Co-Creation Coffee. Our next session itu hubungannya sama F&B, things to be done. Things to be done in F&B, because it's a lot of things if we are talking about F&B, especially in Singapore market, yeah. So that's starting from the beans, from the coffee, from the commodity, and then until how to make it happen on the shelf in terms of the PRT. So that's why Pak Denny will come up again with the PRT, about the licensing to do export, and then what is the shipping, and so all the thing that we hear, and then we try to make it all the experts sit together and then discuss. That's the one of the objective of this platform also. Okay, Bella, kamu lihat. Ya, Bella, apa? Okay, I hope this. Student nggak apa-apa bertanya dengan senang hati. Student is the most important. So because it's still out of the box. The theory of the people you have perception to what colors. It helps them determine perceived of the brand. Ini pertanyaannya kepada jadi masing-masing aja membacanya ya. Coba Ibu Ewi. From the color point of view, what the impact to the product, the brand?
The color will always be representing the brand and the perceived colors, but to which market you are referring to, understanding the market segment and the targeted market is also very important. Because some colors are maybe very have a very good meaning to some country may have some color actually have a very good meaning, and some other country may preserve that color very offensive. It's also you have to understand the market where you want to place your products, and to understand the cultural also, and then make sure the color suits that market. So there's no actually rule of thumb where the colors actually attractive. It of course is attractive, but it has to come out with the corporate color, and also has to be delivered as a communication, marketing communication. How's the color actually preserved to the product? Because not many people actually understand this color associated with what and why my product is always have a, let's say like Coca-Cola red. It has another history for it, and that history you have to keep telling. That's what is Coca-Cola Coke is doing to the market. Keep telling why is my red Coke is like this. Why is my red Coke is from 90 something to 2000. The year 2000 is still like this. The history have to keep repeating. So it depends how you communicate that color to be the identifications of your product, and so identity as a marketing tool. So it can be marketing tools for your product as well.
Okay,
yes,
I think this is also a good that the Shumei can answer, because this is related to the why beer always green. Maybe Shumei can also give some hints about your study and all the things. And then also we can come up all the questions together, yeah, with the online community that you mentioned is for ideation. So is it exclusive to your company or specific platforms? And then Shumi, of course, with the trademark methodology, they call it as a controlled disruption. And then so also question from Pak Samtono from Semarang. I have product that instant traditional drink, the product. So what is not the idea, what kind of the packaging, the best packaging, I think is also can be for Ibu Ewi later on. Basically is the out of the box, as you show it before, spaghetti, yeah? Not always in the how to deliver differently, but still people not confused. Okay, you can answer.
Maybe I will just finish, add on to the question on the beer bottle color first. So yes, in addition to what Bu Iwi said, I think we also have, you can also use color to represent a certain message that you're trying to say. So for example, if you're all about honest drink, like what I said, no preservatives food. So, in packaged food, when the whole packaging is covered and then it makes you like, you don't even know what's inside. It's not fresh enough to show people what is actually inside. So if by using a different color packaging, like a white, like a transparent packaging, you are kind of giving out the message that I am not afraid to show what is a real food or what is a real drink. I'm trying to show you that it has no preservatives because it's so clear, So in that sense, color do play importance in that area. regarding beer bottles itself, I mean, I haven't really done any research on why beer bottles are green. Actually, I also don't know, but I'm guessing because, everyone has green beer bottles and it looks like it has a very cool sensation, like cold beer. That's why they use green with the water trickling down. But if that's the case, I think if you as a consumer, if you see rows and rows of green bottles and you see like a red pink bottle, I'm sure you would take and then look at it. Hey, what is this? Is this a beer? Is this a cider, or is this fruit juice? I think that will grab your attention in some way. If it's not detrimental to your brand, of course, it must be consistent with your brand story, your brand color, and all that lah. Okay, and then the online community that I mentioned so we have our own community, and there are also other crowdsourcing platforms out there. But what is different about us is that what's another word for curate? We tailor according to your challenge. So if you are working in a food company, for example, instead of just getting designers, we are going to get chefs, we are going to get food technologies as part of the online community. But other community is mainly, this community is for engineers, this community is for designers, this community is for food. So it's separately, but what we do is we custom for you. So we pick people accordingly. And also, if you're trying to go into a Singapore market, is Singapore creators better for you? We can also control the amount of Singapore creators you have versus other countries. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, let me just
maybe before that, giving the question about trend, maybe you may also can share about what the packaging trend in 21.
Oh, I'm not
without pandemic, we don't know lah.
Yeah, I'm not the inside expert here. The inside expert is Pak Pong. Yeah.
Pak Mol is the best. So how Pak? What's the trend in 21?
Ya, ini sebenarnya lebih ke prediksi kalau lihat the trend yang ada tadi, makanya kita sebutkan sebenarnya apa sih the reason beneath of the trend is coming. So the probability of changing is only the theme of the color vintage. Usually ya kebetulan saya dulu di di motorcycle juga. Biasanya untuk kita melihat tren untuk color pilihan warna yang akan datang, kita biasanya melihat dari industri yang lain, biasanya industri fashion. Fashion ini tahun ini sebenarnya lari ke warna apa sih? Dan the other category will follow after that usually. So the theme color, selection color usually is the first driven by the fashion industry, and then the other category will follow of it. For the rest is maybe will be the same. Definitely e-commerce because we are in decision in on screen, and the other thing is because basically again transparent is the way out. It's not only transparent, but your customer need the trust, good engagement with your brand. So ya nggak ada yang ditutupi dari produk Anda. Sebenarnya kebutuhannya itu transparan, mungkin hanya jadi way out-nya saja. Paling itu yang kita bisa share.
Kalau saya bisa nambahin ya, from my point of view and also business yang apa happening mungkin di Singapura ya, itu yang tadi juga Bapak bilang dari sustainability dan sebagainya tadi ya, keynotes-nya itu mungkin bisa dilihat ya dari sustainability, eco and everything itu pasti akan continue dengan tren 2001 ya. Kalau menurut saya, I believe ya, karena apalagi dengan pandemic sekarang, now we really have to realize that bumi kita cuma satu gitu ya, dengan segala macam kita how we treat our bumi ini sendiri gitu ya. Sehingga dengan no plastic, which is okay, still not possible of course with no plastic. So what is that you can reduce the plastic. So what kind of the packaging yang sekarang kan banyak sekali, makanya penemuan plastik yang bisa dilute dengan air dan sebagainya. So this is the thing in the future in Singapore itself, itu sustainability dan terus recycle. All the thing yang mix between save our world lah, harusnya sih itu campaign ya. Nah sehingga makanya ada juga kita bicara SDG ya, kalau pernah dengar juga kan itu menjadi one of our methodology atau 16 legs yang kita head to toe akan sharing dan gaungkan adalah Sustainable Development Goals. Karena itu banyak sekali movement di situ yang kita harus aware terhadap environment. Of course dengan packaging apalagi ya habis dipakai dibuang. So please concern about setelah dipakai itu dibuang, terus itu larinya kemana? Itu kan hanya ke laut atau nggak ke bumi kita lagi gitu ya. So mungkin back to Ibu Ewi sebagai challenge of the packaging, atau of course, the next session itu akan future session specifically ngomong waste packaging with another expert.
Yes.
Mungkin Ibu Ewi di sini bisa bicara.
Yes. Soal packaging memang sekarang lagi concern sustainability, apalagi sekarang dengan kita mau live differently lah, sekarang beda dengan understanding plastik itu seperti apa, dan mungkin kita juga harus aware, kita juga sudah tidak hidup dengan plastik karena it's actually promote the convenience yang sekarang yang kita selalu yang selalu menjadi habit kita untuk sesuatu melakukan convenience, recycling attitude, pemisahan sampah itu juga salah satu. Nah, packaging seperti apa sih yang sekarang packaging itu juga bukan cuma baju untuk produk, tapi juga udah mesti berupa fungsi untuk produk. Jadi itu bisa dijadikan salah satu consideration, apalagi untuk kayak untuk UMKM Indonesia yang small amount yang kita bisa explore untuk melakukan ini introductory ke market juga. Dan banyak sekali udah beberapa, saya lihat juga di beberapa negara juga udah melakukan sesuatu yang namanya reuse produk seperti apa yang bisa dipakai 2-3 kali sebelum itu masuk ke dalam ke garbage ya, itu jadi garbage trash atau apa gitu, dan itu juga penting. Dan saya yakin Indonesia pun juga akan berubah dan move towards sustainability, akan lebih gigih, apalagi dengan acara pandemic ini. Pertama gigih dan quality of the packaging juga akan diperhatikan untuk enhance kesehatan, kebersihan, dan ini juga salah satu yang saya bilang adalah itu functional of the packaging, not just the clothing for the packaging. And karena pandemik juga susah ketemu, susah promote, jadi salah satu yang bisa kita lakukan adalah packaging itu bisa speak for itself untuk ke produk masing-masing.
Oke, good, thank you, thank you, Pak Lakico. Question dari Pak Johnson and James to Thea. Help us develop new and better packaging. Is there any development design fee? Wah, ini kalau komersial nggak di sini ya Pak ya? Tolong dilakukan. Jadi,
itu bisa panas Lito. I think Bu Pen, we will share the link also to our company link also to some of the questions kan ya Bu ya, bisa.
Tapi intinya develop new and better packaging itu dari stepnya mungkin ya, the key.
Iya, dari stepnya. Saya selalu balik lagi sih teman-teman yang mau buka packaging, mau mengintroduce produknya ke market ya. Seperti Pak Sabtono juga menanyakan bagaimana sih traditional drink mau di explore to the ke market, sama Bu Endang juga UMKM tuh seperti apa sih, kenapa sih preserve produk packaging tuh selalu mahal gitu, dan bagaimana sih ngedesain konsep itu dari awal sampai akhir. Sebetulnya balik lagi saya paling senang mengingatkan bahwa siapa sih yang kamu mau jual, siapa sih yang mesti jadi konsumernya, tipe seperti apa sih yang mau ditargetkan. Nah, di situ baru kita bisa tahu packaging itu bagus apa enggak, suitable apa enggak. Packaging mahal itu belum tentu suitable, tapi packaging murah itu belum tentu tidak menjawab pertanyaannya, sellable. Jadi ya balik lagi, kalau misalnya kayak seperti target marketnya si Pak Sabtono bilang traditional market, sekarang dengan jamu, mungkin karena dengan pandemi ini, yang anak-anak muda pun udah suka makan jamu, suka minum jamu. Dulu mah mesti dipaksa kali untuk minum jamu. Jadi yang seperti apa? Empon ya. Mungkin dulu kita mesti maksa anak kita tuh mesti dengan berbagai macam trik. Tapi kalau dengan packaging yang baik atau on the go atau lebih funky mungkin sekarang akan jadi booming, jadi salah satu mungkin not replacing water, tapi mungkin supplement water yang untuk itu. Nah, target yang seperti itu mesti kita komunikasikan. Kalau misalnya itu jelas, saya yakin produk-produk Bapak nggak mungkin cuma buat 5.000 pertama habis itu die down. Tapi kalau misalnya itu dipikirkan dengan baik, saya rasa dari 1.000 botol bisa naik terus sampai ke message-nya. Asal ingat, quality-nya juga pun harus dijaga after that.
Oke.
Consistency.
Thank you, Bu Ewi. Pak.
Yeah.
Okay. Now Pak Carlos Alberto goes to Pak Mul. Question: how is the consumer behavior before and after COVID-19? Oh, ini hampir sama-sama di webinar 1 dalam hal market Singapura. Sekarang coba Pak Mul yang menjawab untuk market Indonesia.
Yeah, the consumer behavior is definitely will change, because in the theory, if you're doing the same thing within 100 days, that it will definitely change your behavior. So especially in COVID, we already have 5 months COVID, then we'll change the behavior of consume the product, buying the product, etc. So it will definitely change. So I would suggest that every company to have new study about the behavior after the COVID, because we cannot predict 3 months ke depan, karena kita juga nggak tahu apa yang akan terjadi. Gitu. Tetapi the main point of this pandemic is tell us that we have to more concern about healthy. That's why the packaging also, bagaimana kita menjaga kesehatan di packaging itu sendiri juga jadi isu juga.
Oke. Kalau mungkin quick one yang mungkin overall dengan behavior before and after, kalau yang di Singapura itu mungkin lebih ke self-conscious atau lebih bersih ya, lebih ke milih gitu ya. Tapi walaupun memang somehow ya kayak tadi kan kita tetap harus mingle, behaviornya change dalam arti lebih I protect myself with masker, cleaned up my hand, and all the social distancing. And that's also how that we go out, kalau nggak penting-penting banget dan sebagainya. Tapi of course we still need how to go. Kalau yang dari kemarin itu juga hampir 50% ke atas mereka tuh still looking for the dining, jadi makan di luar, di bangsa having friends, ngobrol ngerumpi pasti ya as a nature. Tapi yang dibilangnya makanya dengan istilah new normal atau new apapun new itulah ya it's just more on the conscious bahwa sekarang kita tidak berada di kondisi yang sama, itu aja sih. Tapi
also I have data I think from my friend in Grab that during pandemic the request to
kurir
courier, especially restaurant big brand is going up while the UMKM unfortunately is going down because they perceive that the big brand will have more hygiene as compared to the UMKM. So the big brand like McD is going up as compared to the previous section.
Tapi kalau saya bilang di sini juga banyak ya itu lebih ke mungkin balance lah Pak ya, dalam arti is homemade ya. Nah homemade itu in term of the tidak pakai preservative, sampai terus cepat dan sebagainya, itu juga another menarik. Di sini itu dalam hal makan, memang Grab itu langsung naik ya, Grab Food dan all the delivery route dan sebagainya. Dan yang tadinya juga kita ada noodle tuh keren banget, tapi dia nggak terima delivery waktu itu karena takutnya nggak fresh. Tapi dengan the system of the delivery itu dan sebagainya, within 3 hours dia bisa deliver, itu menjawab tantangan berarti kan. So, semua everybody itu melakukan perubahan atau perbaikan di bisnisnya dia sendirilah. How to make it business is as usual. Itu yang tadi juga Shume katakan, business not usual, tapi how that we make in this situation to be unusual to be usual. Ya solution bersama itu sih yang kalau saya lihat juga nggak diem aja during this pandemic and this challenging situation, justru malah ini menjadi melihat kita apa sih yang kita bisa lakukan dengan kondisi seperti ini. Kita ngomong alhamdulillah sih within 2 months ya, yang kemarin kalau di Singapura kembali karena kami di Singapura di sini, 2 months is very critical, itu nggak ada jualan dan sebagainya in term of the retails ya, yang lagi happening kan orang lebih ke makan karena banyak di rumah dan sebagainya. Tapi ini slowly ya is picking up. Mereka ya karena udah boleh kan, kita sekarang di phase 2 bisa keluar kan, belanja dan sebagainya. They start to spend, tapi tetap spend yang mana nih? Kan karena itu istilahnya Pak Mul adalah apa? Sharing pocket money ya. Sharing pocket money-nya tuh sekarang ke mana nih? Ke alat-alat kebersihan kan, sanitary, masker dan sebagainya. Ternyata shifting-nya ke produk yang bisa banyak dipakai di rumah atau karena anak-anak kan sekarang di rumah ya. Banyak sekolah ya di rumah, kegiatan di rumah. Kalau di Singapura sekolah kita semua udah di luar ya. Activity asli normal, 9 to 5 itu anak-anak sekolah tetap, walaupun beberapa eskul itu kita online, jadi tapi akademik semuanya ke sekolah 5 hari, sehingga timing untuk memanfaatkan waktu di rumah dengan game, dengan yang educative prop mainan gitu ya, Lego dan sebagainya, itu spikes tuh. Animal apa yang di Amazon itu itu happening gitu ya. Jadi hal-hal itu yang membuat provider juga berpikir untuk lebih kreatif dan membuat kita tetap berjalan.